Up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. And yes, I'm making another video about the 1099 OID. A lot of people seem to be interested in this original. It's 1099 OID original issue discount. And, it seems to be that way here on YouTube. If it's something where people like there's some type of a gray area on something where people can get something, I think it gets very popular with anything. It could be on TV or radio, whatever, not just here on YouTube. But a lot of people have been asking me questions about this, and I'm just doing research. I'm researching more and more about it because I want to find out, number one, where the confusion is coming from. Because obviously, you got one side of people who are saying, hey, this is our money. We should be able to get it. We can pay our debt with it. And then you got the federal government, the IRS, saying you're using this totally wrong. You're using this totally wrong. And I can see from right here, I'm going to show you something where I think a lot of the confusion comes about. And then I'm going to tell you my suspicions on how people, from when I looked at the lawsuits with what is going on, where people ended up getting criminally taken to court, criminal charges, not just misdemeanor charges or civil charges. I'm talking about these people went to jail. This is I think right here, this paragraph is what starts the whole conversation, because this paragraph, as I read it, leaves the door open for a lot of interpretation. So let's read it. The introduction. And I'm starting right here, the introduction. This publication has two purposes. Its its primary purpose is to help brokers and other middlemen identify publicly offered original issue discount OID debt instruments they may hold as nominees for the true owners. Right there is like, okay, what do you mean for true owners? And then the next is so they can file forms 1099 OID or forms 1099 NINT, which is a interest income, as required. The other purpose of the publication is to help owners of publicly offered OID debt instruments determine how much OID to report on their income taxes. So now, let's break this down into two pieces. When they say for the original owners, this is where everybody is saying, well, not everybody, but where I think, in my opinion, the misrepresentation is coming about. Because they're like, okay, if let's just say it's a car dealer. If the car dealer is, well, actually, it wouldn't be the car dealer. Let me tell you why it wouldn't be the car dealer. Because the car dealer isn't actually making the loan. Or if they are making a loan by in-house financing, then they would actually be making it. But let's just take it as a bank, because I can see a bank having this. Because if you put the two pieces together, the interest income, and then you put the who is the true owner, because the true owner, obviously, from most people's interpretation, we are the true owner, and the bank is actually earning interest. So that's where I believe this whole thing ballooned up from, in my opinion. I know I'm going to take some heat on it. But if you think about it, just read that paragraph yourself. And I'm going to put this link to this IRS publication. It's IRS publication 1212. And this is revised for January 2022. And so, are we the true owners? This is where everybody is, I think, where the gray area is. Because if we're the true owners, and then the bank is making a loan, which they're not, they don't really have the money, and I'm going to be making a video about that pretty soon. And I'm also trying to set up an interview with someone who can explain that a lot better than I can. But for simple purposes of this video, the bank does not really have the money. They're turning in the 1099 INT form for getting the interest on the money that they claim you filed. Now, in the videos that I've watched, uh, people are saying that after 3 years, if you do not file this form, that you are actually abandoning your property, which is your money, and that the bank, so to speak, would actually be able to get the money. And this is where some people are saying that it creates a double dipping type scenario, because they were getting paid by you month after month after month. And then after 3 years, they're going to go and file this. If you don't file it, which is what people are saying, I'm not saying this, this is what people are saying that say they know more about this. And I believe they know more about it than I do, because I haven't done the type of research they have. But their interpretation is that if you do not file for this within 3 years, that you're actually abandoning the property, and then they're going to file it and say, and get that money that's supposedly in your trust. They're going to use your social security number and get that money. But until then, they're going to just file a 1099 INT, interest income, based on the interest that they're getting from you paying your monthly payment. That's the way that I'm interpreting this right now. And you can see why people are saying, for the true owner and the middleman, that help brokers and other middlemen identify publicly offered issued original issue discount, OID, debt instruments they may hold as nominees for the true owners. In a contract, are we signing over to have banks, people who make loans, our nominees? And because that's going to be a big question. So what I did is I looked that up, and so I'm going to pause the video a second and let's look that up. Okay, look at this here now. So we have this here as they may hold as nominee for the true owners, and then you look up here, nominee required for personal loan. They may appoint a nominee so that the nominee can receive the proceeds of the account in a hassle-free manner after, well, this is after the demise of an account. But look at this part right here. A nominee is simply one in which a third party stands in for the actual borrower. It and in and of itself, a nominee loan is neither illegal or unethical. However, in many cases, the nominee loan structure can be used to mislead a lender into a loan that they would not make otherwise. So is is this here getting where it's where people are using this interpretation as, I mean, I'm trying to figure out the words to say, but like this interpretation as the bank is standing in for you to be able to get the loan, because the bank has the structure to make the process go through a lot easier than it would be if you were to go to the Federal Reserve or you to go to the Treasury. I guess that's what they're saying, that everyone, that our Social Security number is linked to a Treasury account, and that it makes it easier for a lender to go and get that money than it would be for us to get it. I don't know. It's just really confusing. So let's go back to the publication. So the one thing that I do know is that from what I've seen with what people are doing, is that they end up filing this 1099 OID. They file that, and then they end up filing a 1099 miscellaneous income. They do both, and because what they're trying to do, and this is just from the ones I saw, that the ones that ended up going to jail, is that for them to be able to get money, they would file this form using the making up a fake account number or a fake number, and then they would fill in and send in the 1099 miscellaneous form with an amount that they paid. So they're like trying to connect the two, and then they're supposedly getting the refund, which uh, I think before the IRS started kind of clamping down on this stuff and started, seeing what people were doing, they were actually getting the refund because the paperwork hadn't caught up to the actual fraud that they were uh, committing. And but this is just my opinion. I mean, I know people are gonna say more about it. They're gonna, say, hey, uh, we want to go with, you know, that this is our account, this is our money, and they're using our money. There's other stuff on this form here that you can look at. I mean, I'll admit that it's very confusing. It can be, people can look at it in different ways. I really don't know what to tell you about that, but you just got to be careful if you're taking this information from people and trying to put this to use. I'm still trying to have someone actually contact me and show me the step-by-step process that they use to get it all done, and that they did not have any recourse come back at them, some years later. I'm still waiting on that. I'm still waiting on someone to show me how they've actually paid their bills with this. I'm waiting for it. I'm reaching out to different YouTube channels. People say that they've done it. Come hit me up at the email support at thecreditrepairshop.com, and let's go through this, because I'm open minded about the whole thing. If it can work, it can work, but we don't want to get people in trouble. We don't want people to do something that we haven't done. When people come to me and they say, "Hey, I got this way of making money." One of my employees always comes to me and he says, I got this way of making money with options. And I was like, that's fine. That's great. Did you do it yet? And he says, no, I want to borrow 5,000 from you to do it. And I'm like, I'm not going to loan you $5,000 to do it. And then he says, well, you should just do it and then let me see what happens. I'm like, no, you do it with your money. So you can bet your bottom dollar that when I have someone on here that shows how this works, I'm going to have gotten proof from them to make sure that it'll work. I had a guy years ago come to me and he said that he could erase any debt. And I think that it was somehow kind of similar with this. He was saying, I can erase any debt. As a matter of fact, the one that I'm working on right now, think the one that I'm working on with the promissory note. He said he can erase the debt. I'm going to be making a video on this, and I'm going to show you everything that they say you have to do. And one of the things that I tell people when I consult with businesses, and I say, the number one way that people make you not make you believe in something, but also make you not do something, is to say that it's a whole bunch of work to do it. and they've never done it. So they say, hey, it can be done. There's a whole bunch of work that got to be done, but they try to make it like it's. They never show you the proof that they did it. That's what I'm trying to say. They never show you the proof that they did it. So I'm working on someone that's gonna prove to me that the 1099 OID works. Someone prove to me the 1099A works the way that they claim. And also, I reached out to another YouTube channel that had a good breakdown of the promissory note, how to pay your debt off with a promissory note, but I want to get the proof. They make a lot of claims, but I want to get the proof. All right. Just wanted to just show you what I've seen. I'm still studying it. I'm actually going to reach out to my IRS buddies. I have several uh, income tax businesses that I do advertising for, and I've reached out to them, but they're kind of busy right now. You can understand that, but I reached out to them to just get their understanding on it, to see what do they understand about the 1099 OID and the 1099A, 1099 INT, and promissory note. They may not know much about that, but in the promissory note, they did have where you did need to use one of the tax documents. All right, if you need help with your credit, make sure you like this video also. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Um, if you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com. If you need my debt validation letter, statute of limitations letter, and cease and desist collection activities letter to stop debt collectors, the links are below this video. And there's other links that are below this video for other services and products that I offer. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.